So I realized I never filmed an intro for this, so welcome in to another reading vlog. I just wanted to do a reading vlog, and yeah, we're kind of just sitting here waiting on week 39 of pregnancy for baby to come, and I just thought it would be fun to film a reading vlog up until I give birth, or maybe a little bit after. I don't know. I feel like I'm not gonna feel like reading much after giving birth, but you literally never know how it's gonna go. So, but yeah, I showed that I had started reading this, but I didn't say anything about it. So, and then I also didn't really show much of me reading it because I read it like so fast. I read almost all of it in a day, and it was kind of a crazy day too. So yeah, this is I Think He Knows by Katie Bailey. It is a closed door romantic comedy, so rom-com. And I liked this okay, guys. So this was basically about our two main love interests, of course. Lana gets pregnant back in like senior year of high school by a awful cheater ex-boyfriend who doesn't want any part to be the dad or anything like that. And the story kind of starts out with her finding out that he's a cheater and all that, and also meeting Carter, who ends up being her best friend for the next 10 years. And so we kind of get that little bit of backstory. She has this baby girl and she's now 9 years old. She named her Allegra, which, okay. So yeah, so most of the story takes place in present day. You just kind of start out getting the backstory. And so present day, Lana is a travel agent. She's a single mom and of this 9-year-old adorable girl, and she's best friends with Carter, and Carter is a world famous actor now. Basically, he flies back and forth between LA and Atlanta, Georgia, where Lana lives, and he has a home at both. And so it's got a lot of Hollywood-esque stuff in it because of that. And basically they've both liked each other since they met each other, but because of Lana's circumstances and everything she was going through, he never tried to pursue anything. And you know, basically they've gotten to this point 10 years later of oh no, they don't think of me anything more than as a friend. So it is very much a friends to lovers, which I love the friends to lovers trope. And yeah, so that's what it's about. I really liked how the family aspect and the friends to lovers and a lot of that was done. I really did enjoy it. I did only end up giving this one a 3.5 stars though, because while it is closed door, there's a lot of sexual innuendos and a lot of talk and joking around it. And I just don't prefer quite that much in my books. I would prefer it to be a little bit more lighthearted. I don't need to talk or read about that stuff as consistently as she put it in here. There is some minor cussing in this too, like the A, H, and D words, stuff like that. Again, not excessively, but enough that it was kind of okay, annoying, but you know. So not a bad book, but if you're squeaky clean kind of romance rom-com reader, this is probably not for you. If you're just closed door or whatnot, did not have anything, but it does have a lot of that joking and sexual innuendos and stuff like that. So that is all I'm gonna say on it, but I am so sorry that I started off this so differently and bad, but we're gonna try to keep the rest of this as a normal type of just daily reading vlog. No challenge or anything for this. I'm just gonna kind of take you along for what I'm reading. I did pick up, and I left it downstairs, but I did pick up the Angie Morton I think it's Mystery Queen or Queen of Mystery book. It is a middle grade, so I picked that one up next. And I'm also like in the middle of reading another fantasy, which I'll show you guys and talk about later. But I've started that, read one chapter so far, so not very far into it, but I will try to keep you guys updated and take you along with me on that. Alright guys, so I wanted to update you on just kind of what I've been reading because I realized I haven't said a whole lot about what I've been reading. So I mentioned that I was picking up Aggie Morton, Mystery Queen. This is the first one in this middle grade mystery series, and this is The Body Under the Piano. So basically what's happening so far in this one is you kind of get an introduction into the characters and Aggie Morton and her meeting who seems to be becoming her like sidekick companion, little friend. I think he's based off Hercule Poirot, Agatha Christie's Belgium detective, because his name is Hector Poirot. So yeah, it's kind of like Christie and him, I guess, type of, but as like kids. So basically what happens is she meets this boy. They're like really interested in each other because they have like a weird fascination with mysteries and death and stuff like that and storytelling. So they bond over that. And then a murder happens at her dance studio. Basically, she walks in to her dance studio one day and she finds a body under a piano that is dead. So, and it is the, I believe, sister-in-law of her dance teacher and like mother of one of the other students, I think. And they just had a recital and her mother is apparently like not a very nice person, and a bunch of people were just talking about how it would be better if she wasn't around, and then she shows up dead like the next day. So that is what we're following. I'm not crazy far into it. I'm at chapter 7, page 67, so not super far into it. It's a little over 300 pages. It's okay. It's definitely picking up some. I was having a hard time engaging at first, but it is picking up some. So I hope it continues to pick up more because I was really thinking that I was going to like this one a lot, but it's just not been as engaging so far. All right, and then the other one that I am also reading is The Whispers of the Wind, and this is by Abigail G. Thompson. I don't always read multiple books at once. It just kind of depends, but this is a Christian fantasy and it's like, I think it's over 400 pages. Yeah, it's like 430 pages, so that's pretty chunky. And fantasy for me, I don't typically like read a ton of fantasy, so it's just something that I am a bit slower with and takes me a little bit more time. And if I don't feel like I'm accomplishing anything or making progress with books, then it really discourages me. So sometimes I like to pick up a second book to help me out so that I don't feel super discouraged and can get through bigger books or books of genres I don't typically read as much or are harder for me to read. like fantasy. So this one is about a girl we're following in Emma Ambrose, and she is the daughter of a clan leader, but he has been like accused of a whole bunch of crimes and just sent to prison, basically. And so she's left alone, and then she's summoned by another clan leader, like a bigger clan leader somewhere, who basically tells her that her father did like this blood bond, like unbreakable blood bond thing, and promised her that he would go out and plead her case for something. I can't remember what exactly it was. But basically, her father's in prison, and so the bond transfers over to her, to the only like living family member he has or whatnot. Or like disgrace would come to him and his tribe and her family's name and all this stuff. So she's kind of like trapped in this. Her father doesn't want her to leave the clan or do anything, but he's also indebted, and she's like feels like he's put her in a corner. Um so she has to go off and do this thing, and it also follows another character. Liam is what we most know him by, but his name is William, and he is kind of a mercenary warrior guard person that the clan leader assigns to Emma to basically be her guide and her protector to make sure that she gets to this place and is able to plead the case properly and like does her job and stuff, because it can be a dangerous journey. So we're following these two, and there's definitely a romantic attraction here. There's definitely some heavier stuff in this book too. It is Christian fantasy, so there is like talk of God in this world, even though it's kind of got some fantastical magical elements. It hasn't dove too much into the fantasy aspects um, yet. Like there wasn't like huge world building or anything like that at all. I guess it's low fantasy, I think that's what they would call it. But yeah, it's interesting because um, Emma is kind of Emma and Liam, honestly, are both from kind of tragic and hard past and backgrounds. And so they're both dealing with things. And Emma presents a lot of anxiety. She has some panic attacks. These are like written and described. And so that's like a trigger warning for anybody. And then Liam has some really messed up stuff with his past and his family, and something that happened to his sisters. His sisters were sexually assaulted when they were younger, and he couldn't protect them. So there's a lot of mention of that type of thing also. So some pretty decently heavy trigger warnings, I feel like, for some people. But it's interesting because they both come from these things, but Emma definitely has this different view of God and how she's kind of like responding because of her like anxiety and stuff than Liam does, because Liam is still kind of like mad and whatever, but he is still he still holds to and believes in God more so than Emma seems to. Emma seems to think of him as um kind of like this wicked being who delights in her pain. So that's interesting, and that's something that I think they're going to like talk about and try to like bring into the story more from what I've been reading, it seems like. I'm at chapter 14 of this now, about 120 pages into 430. So we're getting there. I guess that's like, I don't know, like a quarter almost or so. I'm enjoying it decently well, though. It is a little bit slower, but yeah, that is what I am reading. That's what these books are about, and I'm just going to continue reading. Hi guys, so as you saw, our precious little girl made her entrance. So I was supposed to just do this reading vlog up until she came. And so I am going to stop it here, though I very quickly finished up the Aggie Morton Mystery Queen book. This is the first one, The Body Under the Piano. I finished this one up very quickly after giving birth to her within the first couple days, so I figured that I would just go ahead and tell you guys my thoughts on it, and then we'll wrap this video up. So this is a middle grade book, and it was quite interesting. I will say I didn't love it as much as I thought that I might. I think I landed on a 3.5 stars for this. I enjoyed it. It had a lot of cool aspects and a lot of, nods and loves to Agatha Christie because it's based off of her. But all in all, there was just something not clicking entirely for me, I guess, within the book, and it was a little bit slow to pick up. And there was some, because of the time period, a little bit of feministic stuff thrown in there. And there was also a weird thing about a woman reporter. Sorry. A woman reporter pretending to be a man because women couldn't be reporters or write what she wanted to write. So she was pretending to be a man. And there was some dialogue with Aggie that was very pro-transgendery with amongst that, but it was only talking about her pretending because of the whole feminist time frame not being able to do. So it was weird. It was are you trying to push this or are you not? But honestly, the words were practically the same that they're saying now. So I wanted to put that out there that's in here because it is middle grade, and yeah, I would have to have some discussion around that if I were to let my kids read this and stuff like that personally. But yeah, not a overly bad book, but those are my thoughts. That is what I remember off the top of my head. There might have been more, but I didn't film it right away because I finished it when breastfeeding and then forgot about it for a couple days. So thank you guys for coming along though with me. I am still reading The Whispers of the Wind by Abigail G. Thompson. I'm getting through this though, but it is a hard book to hold when I'm holding baby, so I have not been able to read this one as much because I don't have it digitally or anything. But I have broken over 200 pages finally, and I think it's about 400, right at 400, I think. So I'm almost halfway completely. So yeah, we'll continue that another day, but I hope you guys enjoyed and had a good time with me on this kind of chiller reading vlog, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.